Welcome to Royal Lovers. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and show some love to royalty. I am your host, Zane. Today, we delve into a poignant moment recently observed at the British Normandy Memorial, where King Charles delivered a stirring tribute. This year marks the 80th anniversary of D-Day, a day etched in the annals of history not just for its strategic military significance, but for the immense human courage it demonstrated. On the 6th of June 1944, a coalition of forces landed on the beaches of Normandy in what would become one of the largest amphibious military assaults in history. King Charles, in his speech, recalled the words of his grandfather, King George VI, who defined this day as the supreme test of character and resilience. The king's speech was not merely a remembrance of a battle fought, it was an homage to the spirit of an entire generation. These were men and women who, when faced with the gravest of dangers, did not falter. They fought on beaches, overcame enemies in the skies, and sailed through perilous seas, embodying a resolve that was nothing short of heroic. Many of those brave souls did not return home, sacrificing their lives for the freedoms we hold dear today. In remembering them, we are reminded of the enduring lesson that freedom is a prize won through unity and resilience against tyranny. 8 decades ago, the world witnessed a test of courage and unity that continues to echo through history. 80 years ago, a generation faced what was described as the supreme test. This statement captures the gravity of June 6, 1944, a day that would be etched in the annals of history as D-Day. This was the moment when the Allied forces, comprising thousands from across the globe, prepared to undertake one of the largest and most formidable military operations ever conceived. The scale of the operation was truly colossal. To understand the stakes, one must grasp the meticulous planning and resource allocation involved. The Allies had amassed an armada of over 5,000 vessels, nearly 12,000 aircraft, and almost 3 million troops from 12 countries. This massive force was poised to invade Normandy in Nazi-occupied France, marking the beginning of a campaign to liberate Western Europe. The preparation for D-Day was not merely a military endeavor, it was a testament to human courage and collaboration. Troops from the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, France, and Poland, among others, stood shoulder to shoulder, ready to reclaim freedom from the clutches of tyranny. Each soldier knew the horror that awaited them, yet their resolve never wavered. The beaches of Normandy were divided into sectors, colorfully coded with names like Utah, Omaha, Gold, Juno, and Sword. Here, the landings were to occur, a synchronized assault combining air, land, and sea operations. Paratroopers dropped behind enemy lines under the cover of night, naval forces bombarded coastal defenses, and ground troops stormed the beaches at the break of dawn. As these brave men and women charged into the fray, the air was thick with the chaos of battle, the roar of engines, the crack of gunfire, and the cries of the fallen. Despite the formidable German fortifications, the Allied forces pressed forward, their spirits unbroken by the formidable challenge ahead. As dawn broke on June 6, 1944, the fate of free nations hung in the balance. This day of immense struggle was not just a military assault. It was a fight for the very essence of freedom and democracy. On the beaches, on the seas, and in the skies, valor was on full display. As dawn broke on D-Day, the horizon was lined not just with the formidable defenses of the Atlantic Wall, but with the unyielding spirit of the Allied forces. The air was thick with the roar of engines and the sharp scent of gunpowder, a prelude to one of the most significant days in the history of modern warfare. In the early hours, under a barrage of enemy fire, troops waded through the chilling waters of the English Channel, their eyes set on the sandy stretches of Normandy. Each step forward was a testament to their resolve, as they moved under the weight of their gear and the gravity of their mission. They knew the stakes were high, with the freedom of Europe hanging in the balance. Above them, the skies were a tapestry of courage and chaos. Pilots maneuvered with precision, despite the relentless anti-aircraft fire that sought to claim the heavens. Their mission was critical, to gain air superiority and protect the men and women on the ground. Each loop and dive carried the hopes of nations with it. A ballet of bravery danced in the face of mortal danger, On the seas, naval forces played their part with steadfast determination. Ships of all sizes, from mighty battleships to nimble destroyers, unleashed a barrage of artillery, softening the enemy defenses for the landing troops. The sailors aboard these vessels stood firm, guiding their comrades to the shore, their resolve as unyielding as the steel hulls they commanded. Amidst the chaos, there were countless acts of personal heroism. Medics braved open gunfire to tend to the fallen. Engineers cleared paths through mine-infested waters. Each act of bravery, each moment of fear faced with courage, wove together the fabric of a collective effort that would eventually turn the tides of war. Each soldier carried not just a weapon, but the heavy weight of freedom on their shoulders. Many heroes never returned home, making the ultimate sacrifice for liberty. As we delve deeper into the heart of this narrative, we encounter the profound impact of those losses. Sons, daughters, fathers, mothers, all who laid down their lives on the altar of freedom during those harrowing days of June 1944. The shores of Normandy, stained with the valor and blood of thousands, tell a tale of courage and heartbreak. Towns and villages across the United Kingdom and allied nations felt the piercing pain of loss as telegrams and officers bearing grim news knocked on door after door. Each message carried the weight of a future unfulfilled, a life dedicated not to personal dreams, but to a global cause much greater than any individual aspiration. King Charles, in his poignant address, reminded us of the profound sense of gratitude we must hold for these brave souls. His words echo through time, urging us to acknowledge the enormity of their sacrifice. Not only did these men and women face physical adversaries, but they also wrestled with the emotional tempest of leaving loved ones possibly for the last time, stepping into uncertainty with nothing but hope and a sense of duty. These individuals, from more than 30 different nations, converged on a battleground far from their homes, united by a shared commitment to combat tyranny. Their collective bravery forged a pivotal moment in history, a turning point in the Second World War that began the challenging journey towards restoring peace and liberty in Europe. As we reflect on their sacrifices, we see not just the military uniforms or the strategies employed, but the human essence within each soldier. Their legacy is not defined merely by the battles they fought, but by the peace they sought to achieve. It is a legacy that teaches us the value of resilience and the strength found in unity. We remember them not just as soldiers, but as guardians of peace, whose bravery carved paths through history. From the sands of Normandy, a lesson in unity and resistance against tyranny emerged. As King Charles recounted, the vast beaches, under the roar of aircraft and the tumult of the sea, were the stages where valor met fierce opposition, and where the free world's fate hung delicately in balance. In these pivotal moments, it wasn't just one nation's army that stood against the dark tide of tyranny, but a formidable alliance of many. American, British, Canadian, French, and Polish forces, among others from over 30 nations, converged on Normandy. They brought not just their military might, but a mosaic of cultural backgrounds, united under a common cause. This coalition exemplified the strength that diversity brings to a common goal. Each soldier, regardless of their homeland, fought with a shared purpose: to restore freedom and peace to a continent gripped by the clutches of dictatorship. This unity was their shield as much as their artillery. Today, as we face new global challenges, this historical tapestry of cooperation and mutual respect holds valuable lessons. It teaches us that when nations come together, sharing burdens and combining strengths, they forge a formidable force capable of overturning even the gravest of threats. Together, they fought not just for territory, but for the foundational values of goodness and honor. This alliance across borders and beliefs underlines a timeless narrative. Unity is our most powerful weapon against the forces that seek to divide and conquer. Today, we stand in reflection and gratitude for the lessons and legacies of D-Day. King Charles's recent speech at the British Normandy Memorial revisited the profound sacrifices made 80 years ago, on the 6th of June, 1944. He reminded us of the supreme test faced by nations united under a common cause: freedom from tyranny. As we heard, the beaches of Normandy and the skies above were battlegrounds where valor and resolve were displayed by the remarkable men and women from over 30 nations. Their collective bravery laid the groundwork for the freedoms we cherish today. It's a poignant reminder that the virtues of goodness and honor should be the foundation of life in every land, as envisioned by King George VI. Let us then reflect on the importance of remembering and learning from history. It teaches us that free nations must continually stand together to oppose tyranny and uphold human dignity. As we honor their memory, we continue to strive for a world that upholds the virtues of freedom and dignity for all. As we close today's remembrance, let us carry forward the torch of memory and gratitude. Your engagement breathes life into these tales of valor and sacrifice, keeping the spirit of history vibrant and relevant. If this journey through the past has moved you, consider subscribing and sharing this video to inspire others. Engage with us in the comments below. Reflect, discuss, and remember. Thank you everyone for watching the video. Show some love by subscribing and sharing the video. Remember to leave a comment. Thank you. I am your loyal host, Zane.